My name is Mary Alessio, and I'm the director of the Refugee Resettlement Program through Catholic Charities. I've worked here going on 10 years, and we resettle refugees who come in from different parts of the world. Of course, for them to be able to come in, they have to file for refugee status through the United Nations High Commission of Refugees. During that period of time, we serve as the main collaborator with an advocate throughout the community for those families. Most of the people coming in, probably about 75%, are children. So we connect them with over 30 different providers throughout our community to help them rebuild their lives and have a new beginning. It's a very scary time. It's a time where most of the refugees who have come here have experienced war and persecution. Their children have seen things that none of our children in this area, or very few, have witnessed. So they come pretty much shell-shocked, and they arrive at the airport with their life possessions in 2 suitcases. I usually start presentations. I do many presentations throughout the community, and anybody who has listened to me present or teach a financial literacy program, which we also do for United Way, I usually start by saying, I'm not a refugee, but I believe that we all experience refugee moments. And I tell people that they can be moments due to divorce, illness, loss of a job, anything that completely turns your world upside down. And you need to kind of pull yourself up and depend on the kindness of others to empower you. Little did I know that this winter I would experience probably a very significant refugee moment in my life when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was quite interesting because my world was turned upside down at that point, the same way that I think refugee children and their families have their world turned upside down, because I knew my life wouldn't be quite the same, and that there were going to be all kinds of moments ahead of me that I was unsure of, and I'd have to rely on somebody else who was stronger and more knowledgeable than I was to empower me and help me become self-sufficient the same way that I do with the refugees. The other thing that I thought was very ironic is the fact that I started correlating what I do with the refugees with what I was going through at Mayo. Initially compassion, but also a sense of wanting to empower you quickly and not letting you sit around and kind of wallow too long. And that's something that you don't do with refugees either. I think initially when they come, they want to kind of curl up and feel like I don't want to think about anything but just being comforted right now. And that's similar to what happens when you're diagnosed with breast cancer or anything else that's pretty significant when you're over at Mayo. Mayo's very unique in the fact that they collaborate with a great many people throughout the system. I think egos and titles kind of get left at the doorway, and everybody's important in the Mayo experience and the community experience. And I think that's a message that goes out in Mayo, and that's a message I try to emulate with my staff, that director is just a title that I have. It doesn't make me any more important or give me the ability to change lives any more than they can change lives. Let's say do that deliberately. You've got, 33,000 people who are kind of ingrained in that whole feeling of being genuine, and having empathy for people. They're bound to bring that out into the community. 33,000 people bringing that out into the community, I think that's what makes this a strong community. And that's what makes me very proud to feel that Mayo's my family too, because I think most people here do feel that. Giving back to the community, I think there's one distinct thing that when people get back to the community that they have the opportunity to do, and that's to walk in somebody else's shoes. I personally believe that when you walk in somebody else's shoes, you can't help but become a better person, and you can't help but change that person's life for the better. So I think that giving back to the community is your opportunity to feel what somebody else is feeling and to make their life different, make it better.